Chapter 134, Competing in Ray Formation Skills. Buddhist light illuminated the sky as a monk in a red kasaya and a lotus flower dharma treasure flew over. The golden light was brilliant, and he looked like a Buddha from the western heaven. How pretentious! Sanchi pursed his lips. In his opinion, this was a golden Kur Buddhist cultivator. His head was so bright that it was glowing like a sun, and he looked very much like a Buddha. Beside him was a young monk. On closer look, it was Zheng Yuan, whom he had met before. This fellow had also reached the foundation and establishment realm, and was stepping on an alms bowl dharma treasures. He looked extraordinary. The Buddha next to him spoke like rolling thunder. Blood-robed old ghost, you have possessed the body of a disciple of Jinyuan Temple and brought disaster to the human world. Today, this old monk will do the deed of subduing demons and save the world. Sanchi was enlightened. So it was a possession, he had thought, that this fellow was the disciple of the blood-robed old ghost or something. His righteous words made Sanchi purse his lips. Why didn't this old monk come out just now? Wasn't he just trying to take advantage of him by coming out only now? The blood-robed old ghost sneered. Elder Jin, bald donkey, I've killed more than 1,000 cultivators here. Why didn't you come out immediately? And that happened. In cultivating in seclusion to comprehend Buddhism. How would I know that you're out here causing trouble? Abbot Jin Yuan's eyes were filled with anger. If I knew, I would have eliminated you long ago. The blood-robed old ghost simply replied with a mocking expression. Abbot Jin Yuan looked at Sanchi. Young hero, this demon has killed countless people and is an evil creature. I am willing to help you kill this demon. The blood-robed old ghost's expression changed. He wouldn't be afraid if he faced either of them alone, but if they joined forces, he might really be in danger. Did you just say you could defeat me if I was alone? Sanchi looked furiously at the blood-robed old ghost. Try saying that again. The blood-robed old ghost's face darkened. Was there something wrong with this person's brain? Why was he so concerned about such a thing? He said angrily, so what if I deal with the two of you at the same time? I'll still kill you. Sanchi smiled. There, you said it. You want to fight against the both of us. I didn't force you to admit this. Amman Nipad Miham, Abbot Jin Yuan chanted the 6 words of Buddhism. Bright and masculine dharmic powers formed a swastika, the size of a small building. It carried the power to suppress evil and struck down mercilessly. Under the illumination of the Buddhist light, the blood river evaporated wisps of black gas into thin air and quickly melted into nothingness. Its power was greatly weakened. His cultivation level was far above Sanchi's. The moment he arrived, he made the blood-robed old ghost feel extremely pressured. Furthermore, as compared to Sanchi's 9 yang essence energy, the blood-robed old ghost hated the old monk's Buddhist dharma even more. The blood python beside him moved according to his will. With a roar, it bit the Buddha's seal into pieces. At this moment, the fireball that had condensed to the extreme in Sanchi's palm was thrown out. The moment it left his hand and hit the blood python, it instantly expanded. Boom! The blood python's body was blown apart and it let out an angry scream. After reforming, it hid in the blood river and looked at Sanchi coldly. Young hero, your cultivation is profound. Today, we will attack from the front and back. Thy demon will definitely die. The confidence in Abbot Jin Yuan's eyes increased greatly. The combat strength of this itinerant cultivator who came from who knew where was comparable to a golden core cultivator. With him, he was very confident in defeating this demon. You in front, I will be behind. Sanchi smiled. He was only at the foundation establishment realm. No matter how strong his combat strength was, there was still a gap between their realms. He was not interested in rushing to the front to be a sacrificial offering. Excellent, Abbot Jin Yuan agreed generously. The lotus dharma treasures beneath him spun, forming a golden barrier that slashed over. The blood-colored river water was split into two by the light, and its power was affected greatly. HMPH, blood-seeker light. The blood-red-robed old ghost waved his hand. The blood-colored light in the river shot backward and collided with the Buddhist light, melting each other. Roar! A fire dragon flew out from beside the Buddhist light and attacked the blood-robed old ghost without hesitation. Come down if you dare, the blood-robed old ghost said ruthlessly and fused into the blood river. The long fire dragon blasted on the river surface, causing blood to fill the sky. The 9 yang essence energy evaporated the blood along the way, creating a huge pit at the bottom of the river. Then, It absorbed all the impact. There was no sign of the blood-robed old ghost in the broken river. The latter had already appeared in front of the blood gate. "Come, break the array formation and come kill me." He laughed arrogantly and provocatively. Abbot Jin Yuan stood on the Lotus Dharma treasures and flew closer. He was immediately blocked by a blood-colored light. The blood waves on the river surge, making it difficult for him to approach. "Master, I'm afraid it'll be very difficult to kill him if we let him hide in his lair." The monk Zheng Yuan revealed a disappointed expression. "Half a year ago, if I had known that the person in the temple had been possessed by him, I would have taken advantage of his weakness to eliminate him. Then we wouldn't have been in such trouble today. It's not your fault. This old ghost is very cunning. If he doesn't recover enough strength, he won't show himself easily." Abbot Jin Yuan sat on the lotus seat and pressed his palms together. Buddhist runes flew out openly and landed in the blood river, forcing the blood light back. Songshi could not help but look at the blood-robed old ghost who was hiding in front of the blood. Doran laughing strangely. He felt a little emotional. The person this guy possessed was probably the mage, who was preparing to go to his house to do the ritual. Back then, he must have gone into hiding after taking over the body. When he came over, he only met Daidu, who had turned into a zombie. Since when he destroyed the ghost vine at the bottom of the river, he did not encounter the soul of a mage either. It wasn't that he hadn't encountered it, but that this mage's soul and body had been snatched away by the blood-robed old ghost. Could this be fate? Sanchi looked at the blood-robed old ghost and was a little puzzled. This mage was actually not killed by Haiduzi. Was this purely just a coincidence? Thinking of this, he raised his hand and formed a seal, flicking out a few runes. The power of the blood river, which had been dissipating under Abbot Jin Yuan's Buddhist runes, immediately decreased drastically. The Buddhist runes quickly created passageways. The blood-robed old ghost's pupils constricted. "Damn this kid, you're also a third-grade array master." As compared to Abbot Jin Yuan, who only knew a little about array formations and what he was doing could be compared to using a stupid method to break them which would take a long time. Then Song Shi's method could be comparable to directly jamming the key nodes in the operation center of his array formation. He had no choice but to form hand seals and shoot out blood-colored runes to repair the array formation. For a moment, Songshi and the blood-robed old ghost used the array formation here as a platform to compete in their respective mastery of array formation techniques. The array formation kept changing. One moment, it became stronger, and the next moment, it became weaker. There was an additional loophole here and there that Songshi used to attack, but it was quickly repaired by the blood-robed old ghost. "Young hero, you're amazing. You'll definitely be able to break this array formation today." Abbot Jin Yuan laughed out loud. He was also at the level of a second-grade array master. Working with Songshi, the scales were constantly tilting in their favor. Suddenly, there was a rumble. The river bank split open, and the array formation collapsed. The blood-colored river shattered, and the blood-robed old ghost staggered back from the shockwave. Songshi looked at the blood-robed old ghost whose face kept turning black. "You've become trapped like a turtle in a jar. If not for the fact that you don't look old, I would have thought that I had met a kindred spirit." The blood-robed old ghost smiled sinisterly. "The array formation outside has been broken. Come in if you dare." He pushed open the blood-colored door and walked in without hesitation. The blood river beside him followed and spilled into the cave. "Stay." A string of yellow prayer beads suddenly appeared and covered the old ghost's head. Buddhist light shone brightly and a series of sizzling sounds echoed. "Old bald donkey, you tricked me." The blood-robed old ghost was furious. His attention had been focused on dealing with Songshi just now, so he did not notice anything secretly approaching. Boom! A fire palm struck him and shattered the blood python protecting him. The brute force transmitted over, causing the blood-robed old ghost to vomit a large mouthful of blood. Abbot Jin Yuan formed a seal and the prayer bead spun, severing the blood-robed old ghost's head. "Her, do you think you can take me down just like that?" The blood-robed old ghost who was with a broken neck laughed sinisterly. The dissipating blood river nearby swept back Songshi and brought him into the blood gate, leaving behind an unfathomably deep passageway. "Young people are still too impulsive. How can this old ghost be so easy to kill?" Abbot Jin Yuan shook his head regretfully when he saw Songshi being dragged away. He said to his disciple, "Zheng Yuan, guard outside. I'll go in and see if I can kill him while he's injured." "Yes, Master, in the cave abode. I can die again. When Songshi stabilized himself, he had already fallen into a pool of blood. He was not afraid, instead, he was looking forward to it. It was better to be killed here than outside. Wild shrieks and howls sounded in his ears. Dense bloody hands emerged and grabbed at him from all directions. Songshi waved his hands and quickly turned into afterimages, smashing these strange hands into pieces.